Welcome to the very first episode of Math Class. I'm your host, Jimmy O, and this is where we break down the numbers, the formulas, and the frameworks that turn hustlers into investors. Now, let me make this clear from the jump. Life is math, not magic. If you know how to play the numbers, you can predict your success. If you don't, you're gambling. And that's why I built what I call the game of fours, because 4 is the number of balance. 4 legs on a table, 4 tires on a car, 4 walls to hold up a house. And if one of them is missing, the whole thing collapses. Over the next episode, I'm going to break down the 4s that changed my life, the 4 steps to success, the 4 bodies you've got to master, the 4 types of credit, the 4 kinds of leverage, how real estate, the number 1 asset class, can be played in 4s, and even the 4 steps that make every sale possible. This isn't theory. This is from the block to the boardroom, battle tested and ready for you to use. So let's get into it. Episode 1, why 4s matter. We're getting straight into it. There's no cut, no fluff. Listen, this podcast is about wealth mastery and is about success. So we'll start with the 4 steps of success. Number 1, let go of the past. Number 2, determine your specific desired outcome. Number 3, take action. And number 4, focus until. Focus until what? Focus until it happens in reality. Those 4 steps was the foundation that helped me identify the other 4s. Like, we have 4 bodies. You have your spiritual body, you have your mental body, you have your emotional body, your energy in motion, and then you have your physical body. I like the game of 4s because you can draw parallels, right? So step 1 is let go of the past. You got to let go of the past to make room for God to give it to you, that aha moment. That's the spiritual body. You ever had an epiphany or you just had this idea? That's God giving it to you, right? But then you have to take it and you have to identify, determine your specific desired outcome. That's your mental body. And after you figure it out and you have your process, your systems, your framework, and you know you can take it from A to Z, then you have to go into the next body, which is your emotional body, energy and motion. That's why we call it taking action. Taking action is your energy and motion. And then focus until what? Focus until it happens in the physical body. Those 2 4s, it's crazy. Now, there's another set of 4s that's my favorite, right? If I was broke, busted, and disgusted and nobody was coming to save me, and I didn't know how to get started and I needed a lifeline, a starter pack, I would go into what I call the 4 types of credit. You have personal credit, family credit, business credit, and credit partners. Let me break it down for you. First of all, with personal credit, you have to starve your distractions and feed your focus. Credit is math, not magic. Credit is math, not magic. It's all a score, right? If you want a 700 credit score, you have to understand the credit factors that take you there, the numbers, the math, right? The data points, 100% payment history, 0 DROG, 8% or less on utilization, average age, 5 years, 9 months, 17 accounts, and less than 5 inquiries. Bingo, you got a 700 credit score. So if you can starve your distractions and feed your focus, you can eliminate the negative items and stage your credit with the proper data points. We'll get deeper into that, right? But once you become a 700 and your credit is structured properly, you have access to capital. You can leverage 100,000, 150,000 with no docs in 48 hours. Well, if you leverage 150,000 under your personal credit, what I would do is reinvest a portion of that capital and develop my business credit. My business credit, I could take a portion of the 150 and go through 4 cycles and take 4 months to build out my business credit. Once that business credit is structured properly, I can access 350, maybe 500,000 in capital. So let's just say it's 350 and you got that 150 on the personal. That's $500,000 just in capital. But then If you're married, you have a spouse, you're dating, or you have a great relationship with your family, you can rinse and repeat that same strategy with your spouse. So if your spouse leverages 150 plus the 350, you guys come together, now you have $1 million worth of capital. With that $1 million worth of capital, you can now reinvest that and leverage your influence in your community, right? It could be the drunk uncle. It could be the family member everybody wrote off. You can invest your money in staging their credit and building their credit and structuring it properly just like yours and do it over and over and over and over again. But cool, those are the 4 types of credit: personal credit, family credit, business credit, and credit partners. Now, when you have this capital, most people want to go take their 150, take their 500 and go open up a barbershop or a liquor store or become a rapper, put the mixtape out. No. Starve your distractions and feed your focus. The guesswork is already done for you. Real estate is the #1 asset class to me. It's already predictable. And there's 4 steps in that. My favorite 4 steps. I say identify a motivated seller, buy low, sell at a premium, the end. Those are the 4 steps of real estate. Some people could say identify a motivated seller, buy low, do a value add, sell at a premium. Either or is 4 steps to that, right? So you do that, right? I remember doing 3 real estate deals in 60 days and having some pretty good exits, roughly around $584,000. It was from that strategy. Imagine if you're working a 9 to 5. And you make $150,000 a year and you do 1 real estate deal with that formula and you exit at $100K. Wow, you just turned your 150 to 250. You do it 4 times in a year, 5 times in a year, 10 times in a year. You're out of here. This is like the information I wish that I had in the neighborhood. In the neighborhood, we do something called code switching. I love code switching. I love slang. I love being on a block and being in the boardroom. There's something called a stack system. And the stack system for me started in the neighborhood, right? We say, keep it 100. And then we exaggerated it. We say, keep it 1,000. 1,000 in the East Coast, we say 1,000 is a stack. Or if you're saving, you're stacking. If you are saving, you're stacking. You have the shoebox money, 100, 100, 100, all the way to 10. You got to stack. So we keep it a stack, which is be authentic, be true, be real, but also we have a goal. We have a measure. We're stacking, right? That's one element on the street side. But in the boardroom, I was in a meeting one time and I finished talking and giving a presentation and the executive looked at me. He said, wow, you're fully stacked. I was like, fully stacked? What's that? I had a sidebar conversation with him and he was like, when I engage with somebody, I'm identifying if they're fully stacked. I said, well, what is the stack systems? Here goes that number again that we love, 4 steps or 4 elements. There are 4 elements to a stack system. Number 1 is your mental awareness. Number 2, your mental cognition. Number 3, your business principles. And number 4, your business disciplines. When you have 4 of those congruent and developed and strong, you're what we call fully stacked. Mental awareness. Who am I? Identity. Be, do, have. Everybody's giving 100% of themselves right now. But that 100% may not be enough to get your bills paid, may not be enough to be the best version of yourself. So the only way to get 140%, 200%, you have to change your identity. And if you change your identity, you'll change your activity. And if you change your activity, you'll change your property. Being is your identity, doing is your activity, and having is your property. Be, do, have, right? Being fully stacked to me is just incredible. And then most importantly, all these great ideas, you have to be able to communicate, whether you have the proper education in your collegiate or you're from the neighborhood. You have to be able to get your words out. You have to be able to get your vision out, impose your will, be able to have people that follow you, be a leader, right? So in order to do that, you have to sell. Everything is sales. Sell or be sold. Everything is a sell. And me, I can sell anything. Why? Because I have a sales process. And again, 4 is 4 steps to my sales process. But I want to make mention of something, right? When you're selling, it's important for you to use the same process over and over again, right? So my favorite word in sales is called crystallize. Crystallize. You have to crystallize everything. Imagine finding a diamond in the rough. You got to polish it, and then set it out. That polishing process is called crystallizing, right? So you have to crystallize the now. That's step 1. Crystallize the future. That's step 2. Identify the gap. That's step 3. And present your product as the solution. That's step 4. Crystallize the now, crystallize the future, identify the gap, and present your product as the solution. Those are the 4 steps to sales. You can do that with anything. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to math class. It's going to be jam-packed with framework. And in this introductory episode, I just want to show you how my mind works and the framework that I utilize to get through any situation. But I'm going to give you hacks. I'm going to give you the bombs. I'm going to show you how to buy 20 acres with $400 down and pay $199 a month. That way, when you fill out an application and you're sitting across your banker, you're very confident, and you look your banker in the eye and you say, I don't want a deposit-only relationship. What do you bring to the table? What is your lending limit? Oh, what do you mean? What is your lending limit? I can lend $50,000. Okay, anything above $50,000, who does it go to? Oh, the president of the bank. Okay, I want $500,000. Introduce me to the pres. Talk to the pres. Hey, how much can I leverage and loan before it goes to the next level? And who is the next level? That's the committee. After interviewing the banks and the lenders, they may interview you. Hey, what assets do you have? You can say, hey, I got acreage. It doesn't matter if you have debt service on the acreage or you owe money on the acreage. In my scenario, my first 20 acres, I was able to get it with $400 down, $199 a month, and I scaled it to $4,000 down, $2,000 a month. And guess what? I have over 200 acres. And when I fill out an application and they ask me to list out my assets, I can put, hey, I got acreage, 200 acres. That gives them, knows that I have some type of experience and there's some sophistication in my acquisition strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to math class. It's all about the numbers. And my favorite thing to tell everybody is, need a loan, pick up the phone. My name is Jimmy O, and I am the bank. Let's go. It's math, not magic.
Think of the times I ain't have it like this. Need more than 2 hands to count my sacrifices. Negative point of view, shatty patty. Instead of being happy, you aggy at me. Hung with the wrong crowd, the farther my goals got. Fiends on the corner, that was a part of my roadblock. Thought I would never make it this far from that dope spot. After that rap money, car and a gold watch. Let's say you thorough.